Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, aka the Canadian Assassin, and I am not alone. She is the Championship Wrestling from Arizona backstage wrestling court correspondent. Please welcome Emily May.
Hey.
Hey. How are you doing today?
I'm good, you know.
And we're not alone. We have an amazing show. We're going to do rapid hot tags, a couple question discussion stuff, which I'm really excited about, but it's about our guest. She's an Impact Knockout vegan warrior. Please welcome the crown jewel, Kimber Lee.
Hello, I'm excited to be here. This is going to be fun.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Yeah, so let's kind of get into it. This is more personal. Vegan warrior, like tell me about that journey.
So I'm just hitting beginning of this year was my third full year as vegan, and it didn't start as an animal rights thing. It started for a health thing. I have Crohn's disease. If you look, I've talked about it here and there, but I don't talk about it all the time. And I just kind of wasn't listening to my doctors and eating cheese and dairy and whatever I wanted. And I just got to a point where I was sick of being sick because it really did affect me, because I, with the Crohn's disease, was super lactose intolerant. And so I finally was like, look, I'm going to cut out dairy. I'm just going to get rid of it. And then when I was getting ready to do it, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go big or go home. I already don't eat very much meat. Like, what? Dairy is gonna be the hard part anyway. Let's just cut it all out, see what happens. So I did, and I literally went cold turkey. Just one day, went to the grocery store and stopped buying it. I didn't phase it out because I'm insane. But so I did that, and then started feeling like the health benefits from it. And oh my gosh, I don't have stomach aches all the time, or get stuck in the bathroom for hours. Maybe that was TMI, but and then it just. Then I started to kind of look at like, oh, look at all these environmental benefits that come to eating a vegan lifestyle. And then I started to kind of open the curtain into the animal rights stuff. And it was one of those things like Matrix, red pill or blue pill. And once you take the pill, you can never turn it off. Yeah, I can't unsee what I've seen. At this point, I've been at slaughterhouses. I've watched the trucks go in. I've been at sanctuaries where you see all the animals and how friendly and awesome their personalities are, and then you hear their stories of where they would have been, and it just becomes something that I'm super passionate about. I'm very forward about it on some of my social media, but it's never meant as an attack. It's meant to just be like, here's what it is. This is what's happening. People need to know about this. And I believe that when you know better, you do better. And that's, I don't look down upon anybody who eats meat. I ate meat for the first 27 years of my life. So, it's everybody comes to terms with it in their own time, but how I can help people figure out what they want to do or what's going on so they're informed about what goes on in big animal agriculture is to put it out there on social media. So if it's a lot to you, I appreciate the ones that just scroll by. There's no reason to make it ugly. I'm all about having intelligent conversation about it. And if you're on my pages, yes, you'll see vegan stuff, but I'll never go to your page and post it. I'll never come at you with it unless you ask. If you ask, I'll certainly talk about it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for like 10 plus years. So I get like making that transition is really difficult.
Yeah, it can be, but even because if it was 10 years ago that you were vegan, it's so different now. Even in 20 years that like I've flipped over to a plant-based lifestyle. Like there's so many options. I had vegan chicken and biscuits with honey the other day, and it wasn't actual but it was all 100% vegan, and like you could not tell the difference. So like it's a little expensive, but you can get anything if you just look for it.
Yeah, it's definitely way more. It's a lot better now. My dad's been a vegetarian all my life, and he bought like vegan bacon years ago, and that was terrible.
Terrible.
Now it's
but now there's like
now it's so much better, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's also talk quickly about being a ballerina.
Yes.
It's crazy because I did ballet for 15 years, and it's
Yes.
still not impactful, but like there's still things that I learned as far as posture and all this stuff that's kind of like just part of me. So how did you, or do you still find like elements from your dancing lifestyle, and do you implement it in your wrestling lifestyle?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many parallels between dance and wrestling. Choreography, being able to watch movement and pick it up really fast. The discipline that comes with being in ballet, like you better be there on time, your hair better be up, there better not be wispies, and you better be in the right stuff, and it better be clean. Like it was a lot. And I think going from that into wrestling, I was already kind of in a way prepared for some of the challenges. And then it was kind of cool going from being the vast majority into the minority category, because there's 7 million ballerinas, and then you find a guy who's doing ballet and they're like the diamond in the rough. It's all and it was kind of cool being the only chick. And so I like that too about first starting wrestling. But even with like some of my wrestling style, I use the splits, which comes from my flexibility from dance. I use a lot of kicks because I have extension. I noticed like even in my entrance, it's all port-a-bras that I've used from ballet over the years. Like it's definitely still in there. I think it's imprinted in me for life. Like even at work, I find myself standing in like B+, and anybody who's been ballet knows what that means.
Oh yeah. I know, you're giving me like flashbacks to my dance classes.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Yeah. So you've talked a lot in online about your inspiration for starting wrestling and your inspirations. Like Chyna was a huge influence on you. And so how, when you first started wrestling and, to this day, how do you continue to take that inspiration either from dance and Chyna and who you, have people that have inspired you? How do you take that and bring it to what you do today?
I mean, I think it's all just part of me, and it's become part of what I do. Like being such a big advocate for intergender wrestling, for instance, that comes from watching Chyna beat up the dudes and being like, I want to do that. Like, screw boys. No, just kidding. But no, I don't mean that. Boys are cool. I have a husband, but just like the empowerment of being taken just as seriously as a male competitor, because I feel like in wrestling, women have to work harder because we're underestimated, and it's already, you just want to get close to the guys with their shirts. No, we don't. Like we want to be seen as athletes. We want to be seen as true competitors just as much as them. And I think that all comes from Chyna, and then just kind of the elegance of some of the moves that's there, I think comes from my dance, and it's all just kind of become a part of who I am, and I can't not put it out there, I guess. Because I feel like anybody who wrestles, it's a way for us to put aspects of ourselves out there for the world to see in an art. I think of wrestling more as an art form. So it's in an art form in our medium that works for us to be able to express ourselves, and we can't do it any other way. And I feel like that's how I kind of keep those inspirations in there, because it's all a part of my art. We're stunt athletes, we're stunt artists. It's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it.
You've been in the game for like 10 years now. Wrestling has changed a lot. More than 10, 12. So, how has wrestling changed, and what do you think, what do you miss about, I guess, the old days, and what do you think could, improve more?
Oh my God. First of all, I've been in long enough that I have old days. No, it's, I love, even in the 12 years that I've been wrestling, see it going from everybody saying, well, you better not get any tattoos, because I clearly didn't listen there. I had none when I I had one when I started. And well, don't get any more tattoos, and you should probably, think about getting a boob job. It might help you. Like, it's gone from getting told things like that are all focused on your appearance to, hey, look at this woman, she's really talented and doesn't fit this cookie cutter mold that we've all been shoved into our whole lives. And that's cool. Not saying that there isn't still work to be done. There's tons of work still to be done, but seeing just how much that has changed in 12 years has been awesome. There's certain things I've done that make me feel like I've been a part of that change. Winning the grand championship for Chikara, I feel like that was a step, because right after that happened, I remember seeing this woman wins a male title and this woman wins a male title, and that was awesome. And then having little girls come up to me and say, I want to be a wrestler now someday because I see you can do anything. And boys made fun of me at school, and now that it doesn't bother me anymore because I've watched you stand up to them. And, you know, things like that really have just been awesome to see over the last 12 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really incredible, like how you are an inspiration to young girls watching. You're a trailblazer. And so, you know, I've seen a lot online. There's been a lot of like online bullying and a lot of discussion about body image. And how are you fighting that and inspiring other girls and boys to break apart from all that negativity?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I still get it. I get it on a daily basis almost, that somebody comes in and says, oh, you're fat. You don't look like, you look like that every day. Every day I have to deal with that. And it's awful. It's been getting under my skin a little bit more than normal lately, because we're starting to close in on the day where we lost Hannah last year. I'm choking up because she was awesome. And, it just sucks. It sucks to hear, but
sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I'm happy that you asked this question because it's important. But it's just something where everybody overall needs to think more about what they say and how it affects people, because everybody's beautiful no matter how they look. We're all different shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, and that's what makes everything so awesome. If it was all one cookie cutter, that's boring. Who wants that? And knowing that people can be healthy and they don't have to be a twig. I went through a lot of that through ballet. I'm not a naturally twiggy person. When I hit puberty, I got curves, and I remember struggling with that a lot through ballet and having to kind of come to terms with that. I'm not going to be that cookie cutter, and I get it. That's what ballet is, but I also like seeing, like in wrestling, how that's like kind of it's broken away a lot, and there's a lot more acceptance with everybody's shape. And I even posted a picture the other day that made me uncomfortable, because I'm not as skinny as I have been. I'm a different size, but I'm also a different age. And we went through a pandemic, and I had to figure that out. And like, I posted that picture to be like, don't be afraid to be proud of the different phases of your body. At some point, because I want kids someday, my body's going to grow a human in it. And that's awesome. And it's going to be a different shape and have different marks after that too. And that's beautiful, just as much as the fitness model is beautiful, just as much as the plus size model is beautiful. Whatever you are, it's beautiful. And we all need to work on accepting that. And like, if you don't like it, keep it to yourself, because people are literally killing themselves over it, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Well,
sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's actually
it's an important topic. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Because everyone struggles with it. Everyone struggles with it.
Yeah. And then, like, speaking of like somebody who you know just kind of lived her life out loud, Jazz. So she had, you know, her retirement announcement yesterday. You know, she's been with the company for a while. Like, what has there been any advice or anything that you've learned from her, just like watching her? Because she's absolutely
incredible. Yeah,
she's an amazing woman, amazing human being. I couldn't thank Impact enough for giving me the opportunity to be one of the people in the front storyline with her, to get opportunities with her. And even before that, she was one of my first matches I ever had. Actually, I wrestled Jazz years ago, and I feel like I've learned from her from back then all the way to today. And it's sad. It's hard to see her go and retire, but our bodies can only do this for so long, and I don't think it means she's going to disappear from wrestling, period. She's just going to be in a different role, and now she gets to be the one who gives the advice and helps out the next generation. And oh my gosh, the girls that are going to get to learn from her are so lucky. Like, she has taught me so much just about being you and not given an F about being you.
So I would love to know, like, your kind of Impact is kind of building up for this big pay-per-view Rebellion, and you've kind of teamed up this alliance with Deonna Purrazzo, and you're kind of crafting, you kind of have this powerful alliance. And so how has that experience been for you? You've had some incredible moments so far this year.
It's been awesome. It was one of those things that never in my head did I imagine it was going to happen. But then when it did, Deonna and I just clicked immediately and had this connection that you just, some people have and some people don't. And we had it. And Impact also really just gave us kind of the ball and let us run with it. We certainly, the writers come up with these amazing ideas, but they also listen to like, well, what if we did it like this? And they're like, oh yeah, that's good. And then we can, and like, it's just turned into this whole thing that I don't know if either one of us thought it was going to go there. And I'm really excited to see what happens at Rebellion. Injury pending, we'll see, but I want to be there to support her big time. So.
Okay. So you've 12 years in, who would be in your Mount Rushmore of female wrestlers?
Oh, goodness. Miko Satomura. That one's just, when I was first starting, Drew Gulak, my trainer, had me watch like her evolution video and like study it. So she's always been somebody that I'm whoa. And like, probably her, probably Chyna, just for being the first, not the first intergender to ever happen, certainly, but like, I feel like she was the first one that was super mainstreamed, just because I was somebody who wasn't allowed to watch wrestling as a kid, and I knew who Chyna was. Like, that speaks volumes for how much she did to push through barriers. And so we'll go with those. Miko Satomura, Chyna. I'd probably put Beth Phoenix in there. Oh God, there's so many. Medusa. She was absolutely a trailblazer. Yeah, we'll go there. I'll stop because I could just start rattling off names.
We're going to need a big mountain to put everyone on.
Yes.
And then last question before we get out of here, as far as you intergender matches, you've said that you absolutely love them. If you can, barring storyline, barring, promotions, who would you have a intergender match with?
I've been thinking about this one a lot lately. And it's just because like barring anything, like the possibilities are endless. I'm like, oh, like what if I could have wrestled Eddie Guerrero, or like, because like, oh, what if I could wrestle Jericho? Like there's, so living, I would say Jericho, no longer with us, probably Eddie Guerrero.
Those would be really great matches.
It'd be insane. It'd be insane.
It'd be so much fun.
Right. And like, it's those are people like watching when I finally was able to watch wrestling in my life, gave me so much inspiration. And like it at one point, like absolutely not, never in a million years would a woman ever have gotten an opportunity to wrestle them. But now it's more like, it could happen. Like I could wrestle Jericho, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I love it.
So you never know.
Possibilities are endless.
Yes, exactly.
So we're going to get into rapid hot tags.
Women's wrestling talk. Rapid hot tags.
Now, so rapid hot tags is when I ask you a question, you say the first thing that comes to your mind. It's brought to you by Go Nutrition, the world's first apple cider vinegar gummy. Use the code TKTrinidad5 to get your discount today.
Oh,
So
I just got those actually.
Well, you can use the code next time.
Yes.
So the first question is, do you prefer working out at home or at the gym?
At the gym. I can't get anything done at home. I have a zoo in my house.
If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be? So what superpower would you want?
Flying. We'll go with that. That's the first one I heard. that popped into my head.
If you're stuck on an island and you can only bring one album, what would you bring?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and either retain the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the next 60 years of your life, which one would you choose?
Mind.
All right, there you go, Emily.
Yeah, you're on my team.
Yeah.
And last one, if you could meet any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh God, Chyna. Go there.
That would be awesome. I would actually add that to my list too. I don't want to chat with her. But thank you so much. We're definitely looking forward to the pay-per-view coming up. For people who are not following you, tell them where they can find you.
I am on Twitter and Instagram, same handle. It is at Kimber_LEE90. I've got a blue check mark. It's not hard to find me.
There it is. We look forward to so much amazing things. Also, actually, we didn't get to chat too. Well, we actually didn't chat about it. Your vet tech, how's that going?
Yes. It's going awesome. I'm doing like 55 hours this week. But no, it's exhausting but rewarding. I'm coming up on just like my first full year working in veterinary medicine, and my eyes have been open to so many things. I'm learning every day, which I've always been somebody who wants to learn. That's why I put myself back in school. And it's just been an amazing ride, even with all the tears and the frustrating parts and the parts that are difficult, because there are hard parts. Yeah. Just being able to know that I'm also helping some of these poor animals and making it so that they can live a healthy and happy life and take care of them. It's just been really rewarding, and I love it, even working 55 hours a week sometimes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Animals are awesome. I loved your post on your Monday post where all the popsicles, the little sticks were all over the place. I was like, oh goodness, I
was walking them to the back to put them away, and the bottom just went out, and like I was trying to get them over to a counter, and they just kept falling out as I was going, and my other technician was dying laughing while trying to talk to a client on the phone, and she just stopped and she's like, I'm sorry, the other technician is dropping tongue depressors everywhere, and it's like she's pooping them. I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love how you're very honest online. I love keep posting the animal pictures. It makes people
happy. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, we look forward to so many amazing things. The animals, the wrestling, the takeover, hopefully a belt, singles or tag team eventually. All that good stuff. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ross.
Yes. Sorry, I got a little emotional at one point, but
no, that's good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not good, but it's we
love the honesty, and it's important.
And sometimes people really see that too, because some people really type without thinking, and it's just kind of
and it's got to stop. It's got to stop.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate you rescheduling and still doing it this morning.
Thank you for bearing with my internet problems.
That's all good. It happens.
All right. All right. You guys take care.
Thanks, Kimber Lee. Thanks, Ross.
Bye-bye.
All right. So she was absolutely amazing. There's so many more questions that we can could have asked her.
We could have continued talking all the time. I wanted to talk more about all the pets and animals.
I had a
I know. We'll have to do that another time. We'll have to do it another time.
Yeah, it's great. It's I didn't realize she was in the industry for so long.
Yeah, she's been in the industry a long time, and she did like Shine and Shimmer and all that. Like she's been she's had such she kind of was at that prime spot of wrestling where she got to see it evolve so much over the years, you know.
Yeah. I would say, like the last, like since I've been like watching it in this I kind of journalist capacity, the last 3 or 4 years have just been like a fast forward of women wrestling, just kind of seeing from like total divas to seeing when their match got cut, main eventing. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it reminded me. So I'm reading the Bella twins book, and what Kimber Lee talked about earlier was how there was the push to like get enhancement, like get like a boob job and stuff like that. And so they talked about that in the book, that like at the time they started, it was very much like, oh, are you going to change your look to fit this mold? And like, this is what we're looking for. So it's really interesting that, you know, that's the body image thing is still an issue. And
I mean, even beyond wrestling, like
in every industry.
Vice president, they're talking about the way she dresses, took it like, you know, just take away the politics of it. You know, Hillary Clinton, if you watch her documentary, they were talking about that. Even in the news journalist capacity, when I got my agent, that was the first thing that they said, as far as changing look and, you know, streamlining and all this other stuff. So, you know, it's a thing that I don't think men really have to deal with as much. And even today, like it's still a discussion, unfortunately. But a discussion that we can go into is I make up these questions and then I'm like, some of them are like harder than others. It's like, I was the one who made up the question. I understand.
Yeah, I was like, TK, what are you doing to us?
I know, right? The question is, who is your favorite wrestler currently? It's like on a roster. It doesn't have to be any it could be any promotion, but they have to be active. So I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit for us to like think of some good ones.
I mean, so I can say like I can try to do like promotions, right? Okay. And again, I don't know. It's so hard to narrow down. So, you know, and I know we're going to we're going to have more content coming soon, where we kind of get into kind of rankings and things like that. So I don't want to say that anyone is my pure favorite right now, right? But I think WWE, I'm going to say Bianca Belair right now is like my person. I've been watching, you know, you know as well, TK, we've both been watching her for a really long time. I'm super, super excited for her journey right now. But again, there's different brands right now. So like if we wanted to do NXT, I would say, oh my God, like Raquel Gonzalez right now, the new champ. You got to go with her. For AEW, there's a mix there. I love Nyla Rose and Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. I really love as well. Like I love watching all of that kind of unfold. I don't know. See, it's hard. I can't narrow it down, TK. I'm going to just throw stuff at you. What about you?
I know. I think for me, current, obviously for you guys who watch me, like, you know, cover wrestling, Naomi's always one of my favorite.
Yes. And we've talked to her and she's incredible.
Yeah, she is. You should check out that interview. That interview is really, really funny. But Naomi's always my favorite. And I've always, like you were saying before, been following Bianca for a very long time beyond wrestling. And I'm just, you know, amazed at her grit. But if I could narrow it down to two, I would definitely say Bianca Belair, just because her journey is just amazing. I love inspirational journeys, and especially where it, like, you know, you kind of go through these ups and downs. I love that. And then the other person, and we've had her on the show quite a few times, Thunder Rosa. Her journey is just amazing. And then how she created her own lane and own promotion, and is now like she's always been about giving back. I believe it's like 7 or 8 years now that she's been in the game, because I think when we talked to her first, it was 6. So it's like under 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, because her transition into wrestling is newer, and
Right.
so the fact that she is such a big rising star in the wrestling industry so quickly, and is giving back in multiple ways with her own promotion, Mission Pro Wrestling. We've talked a lot about that, and is giving back to the community, is a voice in the AEW locker room. I think is a testament to how passionate she is about the industry.
Yeah.
And making a difference.
Yeah. So I think those are my 2. Just because I don't even want to say underdog stories. I just love life.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get older, you realize that everything's not going to be roses,
unicorns, and glitter.
And sometimes life gets difficult, and sometimes people choose not to fight it, and sometimes people do. And I love to see the people who fight for whatever their dream is and make it.
Yeah, and I love like Bianca's story. Like, you watched her Chronicle series, and what I loved about that is how honest she was about eating disorders and depression, because I feel like it's not talked about enough, especially when you're an athlete. And like, you come from an athletic background as well. And I came from the dance world and theater world, which has a level of pressure as well. And it's so important to talk about, because I feel like people struggle with it more than you think. And especially when you're in the public eye and you're an inspiration to so many people, it's so important to talk about that. So I love how honest and open she was about that.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like, in all of my sports endeavors, track, football, CrossFit, I've had to deal with weight. Mm-hmm. And not me saying I have to. It's more of all my coaches saying, okay, well, we have to look like this in order to achieve this goal.
Yeah.
So it's a very real thing. It's a very current thing. And even the person who you think is, they look fine and, they're achieving, even those people are getting that type of, hopefully not anymore, hopefully. Yeah. But that conversation's been happening. But here we are at the end of the show.
Yes.
It's so amazing. I'm looking forward to a lot of amazing things that's going to be happening this summer. Be on the lookout. We have a series that we're going to be talking. We have a ranking. So make sure you go to our website, I should really know this by now. www.talkpod.com. Go to the ranking. We have a whole ranking blog out there so that you can go talk about. We also are going to be doing talking about it with a lot of other female guest co-hosts that we're going to have on the show. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We also have a kind of rundown of all the women's wrestling matches from WrestleMania. So you can guys go and talk and chat about that, and we can have a conversation. Other than that, Miss Emily May, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on all social platforms at Emily May Heller. And remember, we have Pro Wrestling Pets every Monday for with your favorite wrestling pet, where they are the star of the show. They take it over, and you just get to meet your favorite fluffy friend.
There it is. Definitely go and check out Pro Wrestling Pets. We have a bunch of content that we're going to be pumping out, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Also, every Thursday we have I don't know why. Every Thursday we have our Women's Wrestling Talk news, so definitely check that out. There's a lot of stuff that was going on last Thursday, so definitely go back and check that out. Comment in the post. We really appreciate it. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. And other than that, till next time, guys. Ciao.